digital radio.
Worldwide at xfm.co.uk.
This is XFM.
Hi, this is Adam and Joe. Welcome to another podcast selection from our show on XFM. Now here's Joe to say, enjoy the show 4 different ways.
Cynical. Enjoy the show. Genuine. Enjoy the show. Sexy. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
That's like you're just taking your
Enjoy
tawel
the
off.
show.
Enjoy the show.
A little wheezy laugh.
You got one more.
What's the 4th one? Foreign. Enjoy ya.
What language is that?
Foreign.
Foreign.
It's a foreign language.
So here we go.
That sounds interesting, let's talk about it. I always enjoy our little chats. I never know what you'll say. I find when I buy big Easter eggs that the shell part seems to be made from rather inferior chocolate. I'm not sure about that new TV show. Oh my goodness, Doctor Who's tonight. I'm concerned that Billy may be shit. I'm not sure about that new TV show. That sounds interesting, let's talk about it. Let's start talking now.
So there you go, two topics that we could chat about entertainingly.
What a week. Doctor Who.
And Easter eggs.
And Easter eggs. Wow.
Yeah.
How dare you imply that Billy Piper's acting may not be up to standard? I've heard that it's very, very good.
You know what? I've heard it's very good as well. But then I saw a trail last night, and that idea was removed from my head.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd be amazed how much expression you can get out of big chipmunk cheeks and big silly lips.
My dad saw Billy Piper on Parky last weekend, and then he came to lunch the next day. Who is Billy? Who is Billy?
Good question.
He kept on saying. And we just sort of tried to ignore him for a while, but he kept on saying it. Who is Billy? Who is Billy? And we said, well, she's a pop star and she's an actress.
That's a lie. That's a lie as well.
She was a pop star.
Not really.
Because we want to.
Yeah, exactly. Not really. And she might be an actress depending on how tonight goes.
Honey to the bee.
Basically, she's nothing, and she might be about to be something. Isn't that true?
Well,
and I'm not saying that she's bad, but she just hasn't yet emerged.
Apparently,
from her chrysalis.
She was very, very good in. Is it the Canterbury Tales?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's true. I didn't see that. Maybe she was good in that.
My mum suddenly perked up and said, "She was very good in the Canterbury Tales."
Really?
Who is Billy?
More to the point, what's happening with Alistair McGowan?
Why? What's wrong with him?
He's gone evil.
Why? Because he's doing the credit
card
fraud
He's going through
things.
people's bins and stealing their identities and using his skills as an impersonator to commit fraud.
Yeah.
And he's all over telly doing it.
I know, it's a shock.
It's a frightening thing. Maybe all the impressionists will start doing that, using their powers for evil.
It's weird, isn't it? Because he's now completely associated with that campaign.
He just seems frightening and evil.
He's not really, man. It's just it's pretend.
You think so?
Yeah. He's not going through anyone's bins.
I don't know. He looks sinister to me.
Do you think anyone's been through your bins?
No.
No, it'll never happen, will it? I'm not saying it's because you're not famous, but enough. That wasn't what I was implying.
I didn't take it that way.
Okay, well, just checking. But, do you shred your documents?
No.
Do you really not?
No, I recycle them.
Oh, really?
I'm a keen recycler, yeah.
But what happens when you've recycled them a couple of times and there's no more room for recycling?
No, I don't recycle them, but actually pulp them at home and make new paper out of them at home.
How do you recycle them then?
But by putting them in the recycling bin.
Yeah, but what if the fraudsters go through the recycling bin?
I always tear out the address bit, rip it into little pieces, put it in the bin.
That must take ages.
But yeah, it does, but it's good for the environment.
Yeah, good for you.
Oh, Christmas Day.
Can I just say, I'm sorry, this link is kind of going all over the shop. We'll play some more music in a second. But do you agree with me about the inferior chocolate on the outer shell?
What, you're suggesting that the Easter egg itself is made of worse chocolate than the contents or the accompanying
when
snack?
you get a big Easter egg with smaller dedicated chocks inside.
Yeah, let's talk brand names. What Easter eggs are you talking about?
Well, it's been a while, actually, but something Cadbury-based, like a button Easter egg, for example.
Oh, they're delicious.
You get the feeling that maybe the larger shell is not made from the same stuff as the buttons.
I don't think they could get away with that, Adam.
Really?
It's got to be 100% Cadbury's chocolate all the way through. Yeah, I simply think that's an untenable assertion.
It may well
Your
be.
Honour.
And if someone from Cadbury's wants to, they're welcome to give
No
us a
one's
call.
listening from Cadbury's.
What do you mean no one's listening?
They're
It's
all
Easter
so fat.
weekend.
They're all so fat at Cadbury's.
This is the most important
They spend
weekend.
all their time stuffing themselves with chocolate. Their arms are so porky.
Man,
they
everyone-
actually can't reach put their hands to their faces.
It's the most important weekend in the Cadbury calendar. They'll be listening to every single show to get feedback on exactly this kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was interesting, we talked about it. Let's stop talking now.
Hello, you've successfully downloaded the Adam and Joe podcast, highlights of our XFM radio show. If you're listening to this while driving a car or cycling, be careful.
Because many of the stuff contained in the podcast is so funny that you might fall off your bike or your car.
So be careful.
Please have your headsets ready for...
Adam and Joe in the studio, coming through loud and clear. Hello, yes, this is XFM.
This is Adam and Joe on XFM. Now, I think it's time for a text competition, don't you reckon, Joe?
Oh,
Cornish?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
I love text competitions.
Now, I'm sure this is something that we've probably talked about before, but maybe not for a while, and I thought it was time to update it. Tribute band names. Always an enjoyable way of spending a few hours with friends, thinking of tribute bands that maybe don't exist, and invariably you end up thinking of some that probably do exist, but you just don't know about them. For example, tribute band for the Specials would be Today's Specials.
Nice.
Yeah? How about this? For the Foo Fighters, the Faux Fighters.
They exist, don't they?
Do they?
I bet they exist.
I don't
They
know.
have to. It's so good they must.
If anyone knows, they can text us in. Incidentally, for fact fans, apparently Go West are on tour with Tony Hadley.
Thanks. The Faux Fighters spelled F-A-U-X.
Yeah, Faux Fighters.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one for a 10cc tribute band made up entirely of midgets. 5cc.
Nice.
Here's one for a Strokes tribute band. Different Strokes.
Nice.
Come on.
You know the one that always sticks in my head? This is a real one.
Yeah.
And they always play at the Swan opposite Stockwell Tube. It's the Oasis tribute band. And they're called No Way, Sis.
Yeah, they've been around for years.
That really sticks in my head, though. I find myself just walking along going, Oasis, No Way, Sis. It's so clever.
I feel like they've been around longer than Oasis have. Here, do you want some more?
Yeah.
But how about this for Joy Division? Ode to Joy Division?
Nice.
Is that good, or is that
Yeah, no,
just...
that's good. That's good for your more sophisticated fans.
How about this? I don't really need to explain who it's for. The Birds and the Bee Gees?
Well, that's like a sort of dirty Bee Gees show, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a
like
good
a
idea.
Raymond Review Bar.
Right.
Dirty Bee Gees, sexy heebie-jeebie Bee Gees show.
Ladies, bearded ladies.
Yeah.
How about this? This is rubbish, this one. This is for the Kaiser Chiefs. The Kaiser Thieves? Doesn't work because it should be
That's
thieves.
more like a sort of rubbish headline from an NME article or something.
Sorry.
Okay,
here's one that I came up with this morning. I'm quite happy with it. Not So Keen.
Hey,
Come
well,
on.
you can't have a tribute band who don't like the band they're doing a tribute to. That's a band for people who don't really like Keen or who quite like them.
Or they play their songs really badly.
Yeah. What is the prize? Is it another Bob Dylan? We're running out of prizes.
Surely not. Well, what about this? We've got... Oh, yeah.
We've only got 3 because we were going to give one to the ditties and to the... Well, we'll think of an amazing prize.
Can we not steal something from
Yeah,
them?
we can steal... I'll go and steal something from outside.
Don't steal Brian's beer.
I will steal Brian's beer.
He sent an email round to all the
I'm specifically
staff.
going to steal something from Brian.
Who's been stealing my beer from under my desk? Steal
In the
Brian's
meantime,
beer.
while you're texting listeners, 83XFM, let's have a record.
Yeah, this is Kasabian, and it says helpfully here on the playlist, pronounced Kasabian. Kasabian. And it's the 4th single from the Leicester Quartet, who have taken their name from Linda Kasabian. I didn't know this. The getaway driver for the Manson family. What a depressing fact. Here you go. This is Kasabian with LSF.
XFM.
Hope you're enjoying the podcast. Now, of course, on the XFM show, we play a lot of music, but it's too expensive to do that on a podcast. So instead, here's an improvised indie rock classic for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh yeah. Everybody in the world's gone to war. My high street's got the same store. McDonald's is a big fat whore. I wish Bush would get out the back door. Tony Blair, liars in his name. Celebrities, instamatic fame. The world turning on a pin. What's this din? What's this hell I'm in? I want to escape to a place with a blue sky. I want to get out somewhere else. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear me. Oh dear me.
That was going really well
That's
until
quite
the end
good.
there. Oh dear me. You sort of lose credibility there. But that stuff before
That was good,
about the
wasn't it?
government and everything, that was making me
You
think.
hadn't thought that, had
No,
you?
I hadn't. Tony Blair, what
Yeah.
did you call him?
It said he's got liar in his
He's
name.
got
It's
liar
not
in his
actually true.
name.
He's got lair.
Yeah, but if you switch the letters round,
Where does a liar live? In a lair.
that's brilliant, man.
Blair, la, 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 la. That could be another chorus.
Well, there you go. That's a bit of original music for you here on the Adam and Joe XFM podcast.
Wow.
So listen, Joe, I thought I'd give you some exciting information about my week as a jobbing actor.
Good one.
I got a call from my agent. She said, are you up for going to do an audition at the BBC where you'll have to do a little bit of improvising?
Hey.
So I thought, yeah, love a bit of improv. You know, I'm the improv king. And I imagined what the deal would be was going in there, 2 or 3 people maybe in a little room, you're given a scene, and you kind of go crazy all over its arse. And I was led into the BBC and into a big room, and there were, in this very large room, I would say about 30 or 40 fairly well-known comedians from the current live stand-up
Any
circuit.
names we'd know?
Well, let me see. Maybe I probably shouldn't say exact names.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't
no,
know.
it's a secret. Okay,
But
that's good enough.
But I can tell you that there were people in there who've been on shows like Little Britain, Titty Bang Bang, a lot of BBC
Those are
Three
some of the
shows,
greatest shows on television.
The Office. You know, a lot
Yeah.
of pretty well-known faces there, and certainly very well-known stand-ups from the current stand-up scene. And they were all, half of them were sat round the side, the other half of them were stood in a semicircle in the middle of the room, improvising Whose Line Is It Anyway style games, you know?
Yeah.
And it turned out that this was a show being put together by the producer of Whose Line Is It Anyway,
Yep.
Dan Patterson, a new kind of improv show. And I didn't realise that was the deal at all. So I just went in there and I thought, oh my God, this is my worst nightmare. Because I, like many other people, used to watch Have I Got News For You and think...
You mean...
I mean, Whose Line Is It Anyway? And just sort of imagine what I would say if I was in that situation. Would I be able to come out with anything funnier than Tony Slattery? And usually the answer was no, you know. Maybe, you know, Tony Slattery may not be saying anything that funny, but it's probably better than I could manage if I was on the spot. So let's see, Joe Cornish, how you do.
Oh, wow.
With some of the
Yeah.
things that were thrown at me, right?
Okay.
But basically, I wanted to just turn around and get out of this room immediately.
So
But
were you standing in front of all these other comedians when you were asked to do this?
Yeah.
So you
yeah.
were being watched by like 38 other top stand-ups.
So the first thing was, for example, they had an object. Do you remember that they would give them an object and they'd have to sort of say crazy things about the object to recontextualize it amusingly? And they had a toy truncheon was one of them.
Brilliant.
And so what you'd have to do is when you had an idea for something funny to say about the toy truncheon,
I'm feeling nervous
you
already.
went into the middle of the semicircle and you tapped the person with the truncheon on the shoulder and said,
Brilliant.
freeze, and then you would say something funny.
So you didn't have to go up, but if
No.
you didn't go up, you're not going to be in the show.
No, exactly.
You've got to make an effort.
And some people were going mental with this thing. They were really trying hard, and they had loads of things to say.
Yeah.
Some funny, some not. For example, there was with the plastic truncheon. People were coming out with stuff like, "Sir, with this salami, you are really spoiling us."
That's good.
Right. Someone said, "Step over here, sir. Empty your pockets, please." You know, like a handheld security detector.
Yeah.
Someone said, "I've been overfeeding my slug." Because it looked a bit like a slug. So anyway, then it was my turn.
It's going to be a good show, isn't it?
Yeah. When it was my turn to do something, I was sat down in a row because I was a latecomer. I was sat down in a row with the other 4 latecomers, and people were just told to fire questions at us. And we had to just come up with answers on the spot, amusing answers to these questions. So here you go, Joe Cornish.
Yeah.
See how you do with these.
Okay.
State a fact about yourself that would surprise the audience.
I've got 3 bums.
Not bad. You see, I think probably about as good.
Anthony's laughing.
Anthony loves that. Look at that.
She just loves bums.
I came out with, check this out for rubbishness.
Yeah.
Right? I came out with, I'm sleeping with David Cameron.
Oh, come on, that's political.
That's rubbish. It's so...
Did anyone laugh at that?
No, not really.
No. Was there sort of polite laughter?
People were supportive. Everyone was laughing at everyone else's gags because no one wanted to be.
Give me another one.
What book are you reading at the moment? Something funny.
This is tricky.
You can't just be honest. You got to say something funny. So I was going to say... Yeah, so what are you going to say?
The Argos catalogue.
Quite good. Quite good. I was going to say, okay, I'm going to say the Da Vinci Code, and then I'm going to be, pretend to be a ponce about it, you know? Like as a joke. But then the person sat next to me said it.
You could have made a Dick and Dom in Da Vinci Code joke.
Oh, man.
You could have said, I'm reading the kids' version of Da Vinci Code. Dick and Dom in Da Vinci Code. That would have gone down well, wouldn't it?
That would have gone
Trust
down
me, that would have
brilliantly.
gone down amazing.
I'm sure, but obviously I didn't think of that
rubbish.
because I'm a jerk. Okay, how about this? Who's responsible for bird flu?
Who's responsible for bird flu?
You can't...
I need some thinking time.
No, you can't have any. You're on the spot.
Mrs. Thatcher.
Mrs. Thatcher? What does that mean?
It's like your David Cameron one, but more dated.
I'm glad to see that you would do as well as I did. Okay, here's another one. World's worst person to share a flat with. This was one of the ones where you have to stand forward and impersonate the world's worst person to share a flat with. Here's what I did. I stepped forward and I said, I won't need to use the toilet. I generally pee in bottles.
What's that all about?
What is that all about? I mean,
Wow.
Christ, why did I think that was even worth stepping forward for? The only reason I did it was because I hadn't said anything for the last 17 minutes or something. I thought, this is embarrassing.
That sounds embarrassing.
Oh, it was hideous. And here's one more. First scenes of first drafts for famous movies. Go, Joe Cornish.
Okay, Titanic. I don't know.
You see?
I don't know. E.T. I don't know. I can't think.
It's horrible, isn't it? I stepped forward and I said, oh, hey guys, I just woke up from hypersleep and I found this really cuddly alien. Can we keep it?
Oh, that's the first scene from Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good,
first
man.
draft of
Or
Alien.
I just said the names of films.
Yeah, you
That's
did.
not good enough, is it?
No, you wouldn't get through
to prove I
round
know
two.
some films.
Anyway, it was exhausting and I'll never do it again.
This is XFM.
That was Fix the Pipe by Applejack Mac. You're listening to Adam and Joe Podcast Music Gold, filling the gaps with music and craps. Don't forget you can write to us at Adam and Joe Podcast Music Gold, Room 108, France, or you can simply shout Adam and Joe, followed by your comment or request, and then stop. We'd love to hear from you. Now, here's the new one from Bottom Rodeo. Welcome to another randomly chosen podcast nugget from the Adam and Joe radio show on XFM.
Yeah, that's brand new music here on XFM. Walk Away from Franz Ferdinand. Mum says it's magical.
What's that?
It's the Disneyland advert, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Mum says it's magical.
I love that song, though. That's amazing. You know, their new album is much better in my book than their first one, I think.
Mum says it's magical.
Yeah, well, she's right. It's really, really good. I mean, I like the first Franz Ferdinand album, but this one's a smash.
Is it celebrity regression time?
Yeah, I think it is. It's it's competition time.
Competition time. You could win a DVD or tickets to a show. You just never know. So sharpen up your brain and get ready to play.
Yes, it's celebrity regression time. You can win a copy of the fantastic Nathan Barley DVD, Chris Morris's exciting show, if you can guess what celebrity's brain I'm going to regress Adam into and what films he is witnessing.
Don't be put off by the accents because there's no telling what kind of accent the regression will...
That's a side effect of hypnotic regression.
Yeah, it's not an accurate accent of the person I'm being regressed into.
That is scientifically true.
Yeah.
So, okay, if you'd like to ring the regression bell. Okay. And an atmosphere of calm and relaxation descends over the studio and over the homes, cars and ears of our listeners. Deep breaths, expanding the stomach, exhaling through the mouth, in through the nose.
Out, what? Out through the mouth, in through the nose at the same time?
Yep. And relax, and close your eyes and drift back. Empty your mind of the two thoughts. Yes, and that one. And now drift back into the light of a star. The glimmering, shimmering beam of celebrity of a famous person. Occupy their head enter one of their films. And now, Adam, wake up. Tell us what you see.
Oh, I'm in a big room with cars in it. It's a big room with cars. It's a car shop. I run the car shop, and I got a big jacket and a hat because it's cold outside. It's real cold. And I'm a loser. I'm an uptight loser, and you better get used to it because that's mainly what I do. It's my specialism. And at first it seems like I might be a fun loser, but then it turns out I'm more of a creepy loser, and your sympathies get all flipped around, and that's what's clever about it. And I got a hat with flaps that come down over my ears because it's cold outside, and it's a car. I got a car shop. And it's a car shop.
Okay, just breathe. Let's regress Adam into the second film. Wake up, tell us what you can see.
Oh, I'm at a party. It's by a pool. It's the 70s, and I'm uptight again. It's a pool party, and it's in LA, but it's not the TV show LA Pool Party, but it's similar because there's a lot of nearly naked people at the party, and some of them are naked, and they're playing with each other, and my wife's over there, and what's she doing? Oh, that isn't good. That's not good. That's making me uptight. I'm getting uptight. You might think I'm a funny loser man whose wife is over there, and she shouldn't be doing that, but I'm like a coiled up clock or something, and sooner or later I'm gonna go off like a clock, and then you're gonna wake up like a clock, and I'm coiled
And relax,
up.
and relax. Here's our third and final film. Wake up, tell us what you can see.
Oh, I'm in an office now, and it's a school office, and it's the 60s, and I'm uptight, and I got a crew cut and glasses because I'm uptight, and things have to be done by the book or I'm gonna blow my stack right off, and I'm upset with the new teacher because he's not doing things by the book. The other day, for example, I went into the classroom there. He was playing newfangled music to the kids. For example, Fats Domino and Louie Louie, that song, and that's not acceptable. I believe that music should be mainly old-fangled because I'm uptight and I got a crew cut and I want to keep all the fangling old, you understand me, because I'm uptight that way. And if that new teacher thinks he's going to get promoted, he's got another thing coming because of the fangling, and I don't appreciate the new fangled.
Just breathe. Okay, listeners, please help save Adam from his celebrity regression. He's going to remain in the head and the films of this star until someone correctly identifies the star and the films, and we'll give them a Nathan Barley DVD. Please call now.
Till next time, thank you very much. Love you, bye!
XFM.
This is XFM.